I'm not against it. I'm always for the creator. I think it's not one of those things where you write and you say, hey man, this is my fee. I feel like you got to be proven. We could go back and forth on how we may think that this person should get this person should get that, man. But you know, the game is different now, man. The game is different now. I remember back when, you know, we was putting up our shots, man. It's like, man, you had to produce and you had real writers, and it's like even the magnitude of the artist was different from a superstar standpoint. You know what I mean? Like now it's kind of like Ali Oxen free. So with a lot of these writers that's out here that's going, man, they got their fees. It's not like, you know, back in the day, like somebody like Dream, somebody like that. But I'm not against it, man. Whatever's going, you know, push it forward to make them have, you know, stability on the end from a financial standpoint. I'm always with that, man. Because the writers get the lower end of the stick, man, and the writers really help make the record. Without the writers, we can't dress the mannequin, man.
I got a laptop full of tracks that I love, but it don't mean shit without the writers.
Right.
So this is important.
Yeah, I think everybody who has value should get paid. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, we have nothing without songs, right? So, you know, there's a lot of writers you all know who are value contributions to the song. Some guys just make tracks. There are some producers who contribute melody, but I feel like, you know, I feel like it's about having honest, upfront conversations, right? I think where it gets funky is where the conversations just aren't had and it's just assumed. But I believe that, you know, you contribute something to make something successful, you should be compensated.
Absolutely.
Ericka, for somebody who's written songs, you know, in your career, what's your perspective and take on that?
I mean, I agree with everybody. At the end of the day, like a complete record is from beat to the writer being involved. And, you know, from the writers that I work with, I try to make sure I take care of everybody. I mean, because there's also vocal producing that they could be doing. Like there's so many different aspects to make a great song. And if it's a group of people involved, why wouldn't we make sure that all of them are taken care of? So I think
writers gotta get paid for sure. For sure.
Yeah. They rarely do though. So let's just be clear. You know, that's when you're asking the question, because they don't. Because a lot of times these producers run off with the money. The only really we're gonna pay a writer is if he done had a string of hit records like Derek or whoever's knocking them out the park consistently. We're not paying no new writer who comes and do the same cadence that was on a Roddy Ricch record that was a hit when Dallas did it, and now you're giving me a sub part, you know, another version of it, and it's still my hit. If you did it one time, I'm not paying you.
But I think we're here to also change the narrative of that. Like, I definitely get what you're saying, like they're not getting paid, but I think some of us here can also change it that they do. But we're also letting them know the ways of why they would get paid. It's like, you know, everybody got to work for it. So
right, and let's be clear. When we say getting paid, it's not your publishing. We're saying a writer's fee. Everybody listening, just like the producer gets. You get paid, and you get your publishing to become very wealthy. We're talking about a fee to come in the studio and to write for somebody. That's what we're talking about. So we're clear.
And I think sometimes, you know, people get paid and they just think it's about a big number. I think it's just about, I think for a lot of writers, it's a respect thing, right? You know, I've had writers fine with just like a number that's not on par with the producer fee. They just want to be compensated something for their contribution, right? Like, I don't think everything's about robbing the bank. I think it's just about respecting the writers and their contribution, because without them, we don't have songs.
Right, absolutely. And I think the producer need to respect the writer more. If a producer lays a beat down and somebody come in and write a great record, they should be going in their pocket too, saying, here's $500 or $1,000 for you coming in there and lacing and making me a hit. I think we need to hold them accountable as much as ourselves.
I think we're paying, you know, to me at least, I'm paying every writer that works on the record, but as a producer grows, they're making, you know, Pharrell money. That, you know, once they get to that stage, that's one thing. But as they grow, they're starting off, if it's a new writer, they're always being compensated. But as they grow and establish a repertoire, then it's increasing their value.
Mm-hmm.